Hey y'all, it is May the 14th, 2018. Y'all, I wanted to make a brief video before work. And as you can see, it's kind of light outside now. Summer is coming. It's getting lighter and lighter during the mornings. And, that's something that I look forward to. I don't know about you, but I like it when it gets bright. I like it when the sun's out. Makes me feel good. Y'all, I wanted to make a short video, in response to a comment that, I got yesterday, and I made a live stream about it, but the live stream is very long, and I don't expect people to, really listen to all of it, because it is quite so long. I have to get my live streams in order. I have to get them more focused. Alright, so I thought I would make a short video in reference to a comment that was made on one of my earlier live streams yesterday, in which, I was talking about, I guess, the justice system, more particularly the death row part of the justice system and how it's really kind of backwards, and we only barely dived into it so far. I got a comment from a dear commenter of mine and stuff, and he was asking me, like, what are my thoughts in particular about the justice system reform. And I mean, not to blow off the question and stuff. I want to answer it at my best, but just to be very brief, I guess my thoughts on justice reform basically is, you might as well take the whole thing and burn it up, throw it away. Which is a lot of people's thoughts on it and stuff, and it seems kind of lazy. But I guess the sentiment is that it's so far gone down its little rabbit hole that, it ain't, you can change a little bit of it, but it ain't gonna make no difference. It is a system, by design, it is meant to be backwards. You can try to tweak it, it's really not gonna matter. I could lend all my expert opinions and stuff like that in regards to what I think justice reform should look like, but the thing is, ultimately, I know it seems like a shortcut, but ultimately my answer would be the justice reform that you see in the Bible. That's the easiest way that I can put it, because we could talk for days and days and days and days about what we think we could tweak on this and that and the other, but the problem is that there has already been justice reform. It's already been laid out, mapped out inside of a book. A lot of people don't like that book, or they don't want to read that book, or maybe they don't believe in that book and this and that, and God bless them. I'm not here to try to make you read the book, but however, it's a totally different system. All right, and it does include the New Testament, by the way. It's not just Old Testament. There's two different parts, but that is justice reform. And you'll note that justice that we have these days is nothing like it. It's not even close. It's the exact opposite. All right, and I just wanted to put that out there. That is my idea of justice reform. At the same time, I have to realize that I ain't gonna implement this. It's already been implemented. All right, I'm not gonna shout from the rooftops necessarily, but I might make videos here on the internet and post them up. I might talk to people who I know. I might talk to the youth and tell them, listen, there's a whole other set of rules and mandates that you can live by, and it's going to be much simpler. It's going to be much easier. It's going to be much more successful than all the different rules and mandates that have been imposed upon you by our so-called justice system. In fact, our injustice system. Certainly you do have to live within the confines of the law or the tyranny that's above you, because they'll bring something heavy down upon your head. All right, understand that. But at the same time, it's a much better way. It's a much more successful way to go about things as far as the justice system goes. And I just want to put that out there to end up this video so I can get ready to go to work. I want to say, a lot of us get down because a lot of us recognize, okay, the Bible has a whole different other, it has a whole different other idea about things. All right, but we're not seeing that out here. All right, so you might tend to get frustrated. I can understand it's very frustrating. And it can lead to all sorts of depressions. I woke up this morning very much in depression. I can still feel it. All right, I can really, really still feel it. And so I do suffer from things like that, I guess, it kind of, but the thing is, at the same time, depression probably is necessary. Think about it, if someone were to go through life all without depression, that don't even hardly make sense. All right, so the idea that I want to leave you with is, you could have all sort of ideas, maybe not even relating to the Bible, but you could have all sort of ideas as far as justice reform, if you want. They're probably good ideas. I mean, anything probably be almost better than what we have in place right now. Most of the reform that you have in your head, and you're thinking about the ideas, they're not going to be implemented in your lifetime. They're just not going to be. All right, and this might become frustrating, might get you in depression mode and this and that. I can't blame you for that, but at the same time, it's important to remind yourself, as I remind myself, as we remind ourselves, that it's more so about overcoming. It's not really about changing the system or tweaking the system. It's about accepting to not necessarily have trust for the system, to not rely on the system, to not want to be a part of the system, to see it for how grotesque that it could be, and instead just, I don't know if you would say ignore it, but look down upon it. See it for the absurdity that it is. And sometimes depression will catch you and it'll come up and it'll grab you. And it'll be hard to get out of it. Alright? But understand that this is a mental game. This is a spiritual game. It's not about changing the world, necessarily. And like we discussed on the live stream before, as far as Michael Jackson goes, as far as, that song goes, it's not about changing the world. All right, because you could try to change the world all day. You can understand it ain't really gonna budge. It is about changing your own self and your own outlook and your own perspective. All right, and probably after which, informing the youth that there is a better way, that there is good news to be heard. There is a way out. It is not physical. It is spiritual. It's mental. All right, anyways, it's May the 14th, 2018. I'll holler at y'all a little bit later.